Hi there, this is Ranjit, and in this video we will be doing the review for the OnePlus 3T, and welcome to my new office setup. And this OnePlus 3T is not very different from the regular OnePlus 3, but yes, there are some changes that I have noticed. So I'll be going over those changes, and if you already have a OnePlus 3, does it make any sense to upgrade to the OnePlus 3T? But before we continue, here are the specs for the OnePlus 3T. As you can see, this new OnePlus 3T is very similar to the original OnePlus 3, but this one has a Snapdragon 821 chipset. It also has a 3400 milliamp hour battery. It comes in two storages now, 64GB or 128. And it has a 16 megapixel rear facing camera, and now the front facing camera is also a 16 megapixel shooter. And I won't be going in depth regarding all the pros and cons like I did for the review of the OnePlus 3T. But I've been using this device now for almost 2 odd weeks as my primary driver. So I have made a lot of pointers, so I'll be going over them. And the first major difference that I've noticed with this OnePlus 3T is in terms of battery life. This OnePlus 3T has a 3400 milliamp hour battery, and you might say that 400 mAh more than the OnePlus 3 should not make that big of a difference. I also thought that, but the battery life is nothing short of incredible on this OnePlus 3T. With the regular OnePlus 3, in evenings on a heavy day, I had to put it on charge at about 7 or 7:30, but that's not the case with this OnePlus 3T. With this OnePlus 3T, I could easily last for a full working day, even when I was completely on 4G data. And in terms of screen on time, I was getting anywhere between 45 minutes to over 1 hour of screen on time when I compare it with the OnePlus 3. So in terms of battery life, I would say this OnePlus 3T is definitely a huge improvement. Now, again, we still have that beautiful fast charging thanks to dash charger. So even this OnePlus 3T charges very quickly. Again, one of the fastest in the industry. Next, again, in terms of in-hand feel, it's similar to the OnePlus 3. That means great in-hand feel, and the build quality is also very good. The color is a little bit different now on this OnePlus 3T, but again, that will come down to personal preference, I would say. In terms of weight also, it's similar to the OnePlus 3. I don't know how they did manage it, but the weight is the same if we compare it with the OnePlus 3. Now, when we talk about the fingerprint scanner, still the fingerprint scanner is one of the best. Again, as you can see, it works flawlessly, so you don't have to worry about the fingerprint scanner. Now, one improvement that I have noticed is on paper, the OnePlus 3T has a better front-facing camera. The front-facing camera is now a 16 megapixel, whereas on the regular OnePlus 3, it was 8 megapixel. But in day-to-day photographs, I didn't notice much of a difference. But strangely, I have noticed that the rear-facing camera is now sort of improved on the OnePlus 3T, though it's still having that 16 megapixel rear-facing camera. In fact, in terms of video, as you can see, I'll play a sample video later on. I feel the stabilization has hugely improved on this OnePlus 3T. And here are some of the sample pictures that I have shot with the OnePlus 3T. Again, as you can see, in outdoor conditions, the picture quality is very good, and you also get a decent bokeh effect. Again, it's not the easiest to get that bokeh effect, because still, even this OnePlus 3T does not have any laser autofocusing system, but it still does a very good job. Again, I have taken many of these sample shots again in my new office setup also when it was under construction, and as you can see, in varying light conditions also, the OnePlus 3 handled it very well. So in terms of camera performance, I would say the camera is definitely an improvement on this OnePlus 3T. Now if we talk about video, the video also has improved because this OnePlus 3T has improved electronic image stabilization, and here is a sample video that I shot with the OnePlus 3T. Now I'm recording this video with the rear facing camera of this OnePlus 3T, and this is at 1080p. Let me just move closer to an object, and you have to be careful if you go very nearby, you have to go back for focusing. So in terms of focusing, as you can see, you have the tap to focus, but it's not as quick as the Galaxy S6 or the Pixel in terms of focusing. As you can see, it's sort of hunting, but OnePlus claims that the electronic image stabilization is a lot better. So what I'll do is I'll be just walking now, and the audio is via the internal microphone. There might be quite a bit of wind noise because the wind is blowing, and I'm just walking normally. So this should give you an idea about the video recording with the OnePlus 3T's rear facing camera. Moving to the front facing camera, again the front facing camera in terms of still shots does a very good job, as you can see from the sample shots. But in terms of video, again I shot a lot of videos with this one, and the audio performance has improved with this OnePlus 3T. With earlier OnePlus 3, if you watch my review, whenever I used to take videos, the audio was not that good. That's not the case with this OnePlus 3T. The audio is clear, but again there is one new problem that I have noticed with this OnePlus 3T. When you shoot the video with the front facing camera, and if you move about, it's very wobbly. I don't know what's wrong with this one, but again, as you can see, this some of the samples. This is one I shot in Mumbai when I was in the YouTube space, and as you can see, if you move a little bit also, the video gets shaken up. And here is another video sample shot with the front facing camera of the OnePlus 3T. Recording this video with the front facing camera of this OnePlus 3T, I'm just walking normally. This is vlog style video that you might be shooting, and this will give you an idea how would be the video recording with the front facing camera. The thing that I noticed is that if you move around, the front facing camera stabilization is a little bit not to my liking, but you be a judge. And again, I'm just rotating to give you an idea how will be the exposure. Now if we talk about the overall performance, here again I have no complaints with this OnePlus 3T. It is powered by the Snapdragon 821 chipset, which is again one of the fastest chipsets that you can get in the industry, and in day-to-day performance I did not face any issues with this one. Also in terms of RAM management was done very well. Again, it has 6 gigabytes of RAM, so in terms of raw performance I did not have any issues with this OnePlus 3. And also in terms of multitasking, as you can see, so many apps are there. I don't even bother to close the apps on this OnePlus 3. So in terms of RAM management and day-to-day performance, it's a brilliant handset. And also I noticed that in day-to-day performance, again with regular work, it does not heat up. Yes, I noticed that with extensive gaming, I did quite a bit of gaming, and in fact I also posted a gaming review. Again, you can check out that gaming review. I'll have the link in the YouTube show notes. With gaming, it ran most of the games fine, apart from Asphalt 8. With Asphalt 8, it lagged a little bit on Asphalt 8, and also the handset was heating up to about 45 degrees centigrade. But that was the only exception where I noticed this handset was heating. In general day-to-day usage, yes, it gets slightly warm because of the aluminum back, but it was not overheating. Now, one minor con that I have noticed with still with this OnePlus 3T is in terms of auto brightness. Auto brightness sensitivity can be sort of tweaked. Even at the lowest brightness at night, I feel it is pretty bright. So I was always just shutting off the auto brightness on this one. Maybe they can fix this with the OTA update. And again, it's now this OnePlus 3T comes in two variants, the regular 64 GB variant, and also we have a new variant that comes with 128 gigabytes of storage. So if you require a lot of storage, now you have an option. With the earlier OnePlus 3, we just had 64 GB option. But again, in India, this 128 gigabyte variant is slightly on the expensive side. The 128 gigabyte variant will be selling for 35,000. Whereas the regular 64 GB variant will be sold for 30,000. Again, it's being sold in India exclusively via Amazon India. Again, I'll have links in the YouTube show notes. So I would say it's a very good handset, and certainly if we talk about, and I think so most of you guys would be purchasing the 30,000 rupees variant, that is the 64 gigabyte variant. Yes, the price has increased if we compare it to the regular OnePlus 3. That was available for 28,000 and still it's available. So if you're on a very tight budget, still the OnePlus 3 is a good deal. But again, I would say if you can add that 2,000 bucks, go with this OnePlus 3T. The two biggest improvements that I've noticed with this OnePlus 3T over the OnePlus 3 is, first thing is definitely in the battery performance, and also strangely the rear facing camera seems to perform slightly better compared to the OnePlus 3. So certainly again, this OnePlus 3T is a fabulous handset, and still I would say in terms of price to performance ratio, the OnePlus 3T is one of the best handsets that you can get. So again guys, I hope you found this video review helpful. Again, I'll also have other links in the YouTube show notes, and also the re-review that I did for the regular OnePlus 3, link for that video will also be in the YouTube show notes. So again guys, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, and if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button. So guys, thanks for watching this video. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video.